I'm here to talk about the benefits of being an optimist compared to a pessimist, and what bad habits make you a pessimist that aren't obvious enough for most people to actually acknowledge. I got this idea from Alex Hormozy, and when he did his recent video on how to become rich, he showed a graph of pessimism and optimism. And a couple days before that, I was rummaging through my mind and thinking, why was I used to be a pessimist? And then it became, okay, well, I was a pessimist because I lacked belief in myself. I didn't do challenging things that rewarded me of optimism, that I deserved optimism, and my my overall thinking of how life should revolve was incorrect. And to go into these lessons, right? The first one, my thinking was wrong. And what I mean by this is, as I was developing myself to become a better person in a sense, which I still am, I started reading these books and all of them heavily relied on a positive mindset, that you could change something. And that clicked in my head to make me become more optimistic of scenarios that maybe seemed challenging or maybe were kind of like a little iffy on when like you first kind of walk into it. So that massively changed my perspective because it showed me that a lot of times when people are being pessimists, they shut down opportunities that are clearly golden tickets to improve themselves and to help them make better challenges easier, make them actually become a high-valued person, not just from the outside external luxuries of stupid shit, right? And this means car, house, girl, literally all the modernized, hyper stimulating version of being rich. Because you aren't told that you actually have to pay taxes. You aren't told that you have to have numerous banks to keep your finances safe. You aren't told that your bank accounts could freeze within minutes because if you make a transfer that's big enough, the banks will be like, hey, what you doing there? Which is why you want to go into private banking if you become wealthy. And I'm saying that to myself as well. And these things really just show you that how being a pessimist could block off that opportunity alone. And also, it blocks off knowledge. When you're a pessimist and you think in your ways, what you try to do is you'll have a dark lens on the world. It's basically like, think about wearing sunglasses at nighttime. That's basically what the person's doing with their mind. And when they see a scenario, right? When they see the sun is beaming out of the fucking sky, they sit there and they go, oh, man, I wish the wind was less. It's like, bro, it's fucking beautiful outside. Go and do something, right? It's kind of if you ever heard of the woman in the red dress from The Matrix, which is also an Alex Hormozy idea. I apologize. But it's kind of like that, except they're not taking their how should I word this? They're not taking the woman in the red dress, not because they want something more and they know that they can get more and get a better thing besides that woman in the red dress, but they're not doing it because they ate oatmeal for breakfast. Something completely stupid and irrelevant. That's what the pessimists do. Because I used to do this. I was a pessimist and I changed. And what I noticed is that my confidence and my self-worth fucking skyrocketed. But I also understand that my ego has to cool it down a little bit. So I became a lot more conscientious, which I took a test on it. Like before I guess took this journey, I was like a 40 in conscientiousness. Now I'm like 96. Like, I mean, it's this, right? So like I have my own evidence that I have become these different things. And the interesting thing about being an optimist and being pessimistic, or not being conscientious, is that there's a fine act between the chaos and the order between these two things. And this, it sort of envelops around every scenario that you enter into, right? Where you either can allow your I'm so sorry, I can't say this word, conscientiousness to full raid your mind, to just blast in and take over everything in that moment. Or you can tell yourself, hey, you cool it. I need some optimism here so I can go do that thing, and then I can bring my conscientiousness around to the optimistic side and push through. And so these are just little things that pessimists don't really get. But a couple books that I would recommend if you wanted to become an optimist is 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, and I thought there's one more that I really wanted to. I like How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now I'm still reading the last one, but the other two really opened my eyes to understand that if you want to change something, you don't have to first believe you can change it, but you have to change something so that way you believe that you can change other things, right? For instance, when I first started, like I guess my self-improvement journey, for instance, I took cold showers, and I took one this morning. When you take a cold shower, you're telling yourself that you can change with this behavior. This is the behavior. And then you go into the thoughts, I can change something, because I just did this, which is different from before, so I am capable. Then you go into feelings, I feel like I can change something, and hence why motivational videos are so powerful is because people don't have it already programmed in their mind that they can do things. So if you like to watch motivational videos, that is a big sign to tell yourself that you are a pessimist. Because you're actually, like, sure, maybe you're trying to get yourself hyped up, but the problem is that if you can't do that yourself, then you're probably a pessimist. And in some regards, I am still one too. I haven't fully became 100% optimist, but I've certainly become a not 100% pessimist. And another thing is that with these motivational videos is that they often just spike hormones in a sense, and then they just absolutely tank later. So not exactly the best choice if you want to actually get shit done. So in essence, being a pessimist is not good for these reasons, and you can't get shit done. And also in social situations, right? This is where I really struggle a bit, because I'm very pessimistic in social situations. So when I, for instance, walk up to someone that I want to talk to, I often get this like feeling of, well, why the fuck would I want to talk to them? I have nothing good for them to know. But that is me being too like driven to knowledge in a sense, and to me understanding that, to me the big understanding is that conversations are more than just knowledge, but there also is an emotional aspect that people like to play around with and kind of, I don't even know, like dance with, in a sense. They like to dance with the feelings and raw emotions of humans, and I think that's why emotional people appeal to their emotions, right? In a sense, because they want to try to master the dance of emotions and not control it, but just be able to adjust it when they need to, right? I think the problem is that they're thinking about adjusting it and not controlling it because they have the pessimistic mindset that they can't control their emotions. See, all of this envelops in pessimism, my friends. It's not like it's something that just happens in one part of life and not something else. It's like everything else. There's a reason why your mind is connected to your body that's connected to me speaking, right? Everything that goes on in your mind has some sort of impact across from one thing to another. So if you were to allow yourself to be really pessimistic, that basically plagues not only your mind, but anyone else that comes across to you. So I really want to emphasize being an optimist, so that way you get, not only do you get more shit done, but you get the things that you want to get done because you start to realize they need to put an effort to figure out what that is. You can't just go and do some jumping jacks and hope that everything in your life is going to become better, right? I mean, sure, your physical health will, but what about not being able to talk to your parents, right? Something I kind of struggle with because throughout as a kid, I literally just sat in my room all day, when I kind of still do. But anyways, so just don't be pessimist, okay? And take the opportunities that are presented in front of you, and if you regret them, that's a lesson. So what? If you don't take them at all, then you gain no lessons, you don't get better, and you're often hammering yourself for not getting better if you're conscientious like I am. And then you make yourself feel depressed every day, and then you do nothing, and then, yeah. So, with that being said, I'd like you to look out right now, and what is the weather like? Is it cloudy? Is it sunny? Is it so-so? For me, it's kind of cloudy, right? Okay. So, is that a reason for me to stop recording this video? No. Why would I? I'm already here. In addition, I already had the idea, and I already developed it over time, so why would I waste it? Put in reps of whatever you want to do in your life. Be optimistic that it'll work out. Yet, also be conscientious enough to understand that you have to become a better person if you want it to work out better. Okay? I guess to recap on this optimism video, what I wanted to bring to you is a sort of value proposition that being someone who has a more positive outlet in mind can lead to more success in literally any virtue that you try to conquer, because it'll spread just like pessimism from one part of your day to the next part, to the next part, to the next part. Then all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, 5 days ago I was this pissed off, depressed little bitch, and now I'm up, I'm strong, I'm capable, and I'm doing things that are difficult and challenging. Okay? That's what I want you to do. I want you to find your way to provide value to people. That's what I'm doing here, and I hope that you took this lesson as a reasoning for you to change from being pessimistic to being optimistic, and hopefully changing your worldview on why you should do things in certain ways. Now, I'm not trying to let you take away here that you should be an idealist, because idealist is different. That is the idea of having everything be in a sort of utopia, which, to go into detail here, all right, utopias are not utopias, my friends. If everything is supposed to be bright and sunny and whatever in a utopia, you have to make everyone and everything equal to that brightness. But then afterwards, okay, who's going to view it as bright after? Who? Because everyone's going to see the same exact thing. They're going to see the same green grass. They're going to see the same blue sky. They're going to see the same tree. Do you want that? Do you really want that? So next time you think that a utopia is a good idea, or next time that you think that something idealistic or idealist is a good idea, check in with yourself to see why do things make you happy when you see them, and also what differentiates me from everybody else. And you understand it's from the fact of us not being in a utopia. So, thank you for watching my kind of rant on pessimism and why I should become an optimist. I hope I converted some, and maybe I hardened others and made them defend themselves, or maybe some are questioning the idea and want to do more research. Either way, I'm glad I had the opportunity to provide you value today, and I'm also very thankful that you watched this video all the way through. So, I have to do the thingy, subscribe, or maybe I go up this time. I'll go up in this video. Go up. Try to go up and subscribe. Maybe you'll wrap around the internet and you'll come back and subscribe. I'm kidding. But anyways, as always, we're here to help you help them.